This is my brother's 2023 Tesla, and today I get to drive it because guess what? Aiden's only 15, and also he's at his girlfriend's house. So two great things have happened today, and today we're actually taking it to get some work done to it. It's got a few scuffs on its rear bumper that need to be taken care of, and Tesla's going to cover that, so might as well take advantage of that. So yeah, so this isn't a brand new car that he got. This has got a few miles on it, but it is very, very interesting, and it's like a spaceship to ride in. I've never actually drove it. The farthest I've drove it is out of the garage so far. So I'm trying to figure it out before we take this trip. It's about an hour and a half trip to the collision place. It's Tesla Collision. The place that we actually, Dad picked us up at with Aiden. I think that's an hour away in Kansas City. So it's a little bit farther to this place. And yeah, gonna be my first time driving an electric car. One thing, I really dig these white seats. Of course, somebody's gonna be saying, oh, they're gonna get really dirty. This car's had some miles and still pretty dang clean. So still got the circle steering wheel since it's a 2023. I really don't know the information about this car like my brother does. Hopefully one day I'll be able to do a video with him talking about his car. I've never actually made a video talking about my car yet, which is a Dodge Charger. It's got this big display that pretty much controls everything, and as these cars have gotten newer, I think the 2025, I think you do mainly everything with the screen, which is very cool. Still got the shifter here. I think in the 2025 they switch it and they put it on the screen, which is very cool. But yeah, still got your blinker column, got the round steering wheel, which I would prefer that, honestly. Got charging pads here. Very basic car, but you can do so much on this display. This car actually doesn't know that I'm in it. Well, it knows I'm in it. It just doesn't know what to think, because my dad has the app on his phone and my brother does, and I don't. So all I have is the key to it, so it thinks I'm my dad. But yeah, you get a bunch of things that you can mess with and change. It's crazy how these cars update over time, especially like the self-driving and stuff, which is probably the coolest thing about the car, is the self-driving. I mean, it does everything for you, which is very cool. Now on these country roads out where we live, it is a little bit different than it is in the city. In the city, it's pretty dialed in, but out here in the country, sometimes the car's like, it's almost like it's its first time seeing this road, so it takes things pretty lightly. But yeah, it's got a really good mapping system. It's honestly, I wouldn't mind this system. Like in every other car, I'm like, I gotta have CarPlay, but in this car, I'd be fine with just running this. Most people would probably never think about getting an electric car, mainly because of well, it's an electric car and they think that the range is going to limit them and stuff. I kind of understand that, but as a secondary car, maybe another car in the driveway, I don't think it's a bad option. In my opinion, I think my mom should have one because she drives around in a Yukon, and guess what gas mileage that gets? That gets maybe 18, 19 probably at the top end miles per gallon, and it's just the amount of money you spend in fuel. If you calculate that, so take 100,000 divided by your miles per gallon, so let's say it's 19 or whatever, and then you take that times the gas price, you're going to figure out real quickly how much money it's going to take you to get that car to 100,000 miles. And let's just say if you're under 20 miles per gallon, it's a pretty good chunk of change. So out here, gas prices aren't really as high as they would be maybe in a state like California. So if you figure those numbers real quickly, you're going to figure out that people are paying a crazy amount of money to drive their vehicle around, especially if you're driving around in some old pickup truck and you think, oh, this is great and all that stuff, but oh, you're really eating it with the fuel costs. It's kind of, I mean, it's really crazy. I calculated mom's car just a second ago. It's about $18,000 worth of fuel. And that's with gas being cheap. So if you're in the cities, it's going to be a little bit higher. I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere. It's not too bad here, but like if I go to like Lynn, where I go to school, prices are higher there, and it adds up quick. So it's something that people don't really think about. They don't think that they're spending that much money on it, but over time, filling up maybe once, twice a week, it's a lot of money. I mean, even my car, I drive a Dodge Charger. It's a V6, and it gets 28 miles per gallon, or roughly, kind of close to that. Sometimes it's a little bit lower, but mainly when I'm doing my long trips to Lynn, that's probably what I get. And to get that car to 100,000 miles, $11,000 worth of fuel. So, yeah, it adds up quick. Even with a car that gets, I mean, that's decent mileage. That isn't Prius level mileage, but that's pretty good mileage. It's a lot of money to drive a vehicle around. Now, since I do have a Dodge Charger, you're probably thinking, does he really want a Tesla? Not really. No. There's a few other cars on my list that I'd rather have or get, and trucks. I'd like to get a truck, but I don't know. It's still going to be some time until I get another vehicle, especially since I literally live on the farm, and I'm probably not going to be driving my car that much after college. So, probably not going to put too many miles on it. More than likely, my girlfriend will probably be putting miles on it eventually. But yeah, I'm probably not going to drive it too much once I get out of college. So, probably won't need a new car for quite some time. I'd like, my dream would be keep my first car forever. Like, that would be the coolest thing ever, to be like, yeah, that was my first car. I still have it. And it's, like, still in decent condition. I think that'd be the coolest thing ever to have. But I would also like to, like, have a bunch of miles on it, too, as well. I don't know. I think it'd be cool if I could do that. But, yeah. I think a Tesla would be... A Model 3... I don't know if I'd want a Model 3. I think I'd want a little bit bigger of a car. Maybe a Model 3 would be good. But for, like... I really just think of, like, my mom and her Yukon. I'm just thinking, she doesn't need to be driving that. She doesn't need to be driving that thing to work. She needs to be driving that whenever she's, like, going to ball games and stuff like that, when she's got a bunch of people in the car, you know, when the whole family's going out to eat and stuff. I think that's what that should be for, and then a car like this should be for, like, going to work and stuff like that. You might be like, but Landon, I don't have the money to buy two cars. If you spent $70,000 to $80,000 on one vehicle, you had the money. You had the money, okay? Don't play this game of like, oh, no, I only have enough money to buy the Yukon. You've got the money. And whether you think you have the money or don't have the money or whatever you want to come up with, at the end of the day, you're going to be paying for it in fuel. So, have fun with that. But I just think of my mom's scenario. I'm thinking, man, she needs one so bad. Because, I mean, just to drive it to work, especially if you're commuting a ways, you really just don't really need to be driving around in a really expensive car to get there and burn a bunch of fuel for no reason. I mean, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. It's driving itself. No pedal, no nothing. This is pretty insane. It's driving itself. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't buy a kid any other vehicle after what I just went through. And I'm, to this point, I think it's a better driver than me in the city. I mean, I'm a pretty good driver in the city, but there was a wreck that happened, and traffic was pretty backed up, and this thing handled it. And I'm kind of blown away at the moment. Like, this is insane. Just wow. So I am back home, and I just gotta say, that thing is pretty slick. To be honest with you, kind of makes me want one a little bit, but yeah, I'll save that when I'm around 8. I'm gonna say, it's all right. But definitely could be a really good commuter car, and also in traffic, it's like the best thing ever because you don't ever have to press the brake. You just let off the gas and it slows down. That's pretty neat. So I would highly recommend as a commuter car. That would be very nice. You know, kind of have this as your secondary vehicle, or like our black truck that we have. Our black truck is a 1500 Ram, and 40,000 for that truck, and that can be your kind of truck that you drive a long ways. I think that truck gets like 450 miles of range with a full tank of fuel. So have a truck like that, have that sitting in the driveway, and then you have your Tesla, which you know, go to all your kind of close things like going to work or going to pick up groceries, stuff like that. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking about, because I could kind of care less about driving around in one car that's worth a lot of money, but gets kind of crappier fuel mileage. So I don't know. It's pretty cool. I'm very impressed.